Hi and welcome to Stamping with Linda, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. Today is my 17th in a series of creative folds, and this card is just so fun to work with. So I want to show you how it opens up. It opens up like so and folds back in like so. So let's get started. First off, we are going to start with a piece of Night of Navy. This measures 4 inches by 12 inches, and we are going to score it at the 4-inch and at the 8-inch. And then we are going to score diagonally. So where our score lines are, I'll kind of work those over so that you can see the score lines really well. And we are first going to score from this corner to this corner. Just going to place that in my trimmer and score. And then we're going to score left to right again, but this time we're starting at the bottom and going out. So line up my score line with the tip of my paper. So it scores in like so. Bring in my bone folder to make it a nice crisp score line. You're going against the grain of that paper, so you want to make sure that it's nice and square. And then now this one is going to come in at this angle. Next, we're going to go in with our designer series paper. This is from our Sweet Gingham Garden suite that has stamp set, designer series paper, and washi tape that matches. I need to cut at a diagonal. So again, just lining that up, cutting at a diagonal. So I've got 2 triangles. Next, I need to cut these triangles in half, so I'm going to line up the tip and make sure that my designer series paper is right on that line so that I know that I'm nice and straight. So I'm going to cut those 2. I'm going to go in and do the same thing. Line up my tip, my designer series paper, and straight with a line there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that designer series paper over so I'm seeing both sides. Going to go in with my snail and add snail. With Stampin' Up's designer series paper matching all of our colors and being 2-sided, this is very easy card to do with our designer series paper because we know they're all going to match each other. So I'm going to go back in and take this piece and line it up like so. Take the other back side of the paper. Always best, you've seen that I lined up and glued my backs right away so that I had 2 of each color. Otherwise, it's very easy to slip up and not glue the right sides. I glued the right sides, but now I'm putting them together wrong. So let's go this way. And now we've got our opening for our card. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in with my 2-kind stamp set. This is a 2-step stamp set. Stampin' Up used to be really big in 2-step stamping. We kind of got away from that, and it was what sold me on Stampin' Up. I loved 2-step stamping, so I'm glad that it's coming back. So this is the 2-kind set. I'm going to stamp the leaves. I'm using the Pear Pizzazz, one of the new colors that came back in. Next, I am going to take my boldest stamp. There's a smaller stamp and a bolder stamp. I'm going to take my bolder stamp and I'm going to ink, and I'm going to take my notebook, and I just stamped off so that I have a lighter shade of that strawberry. So again, I'm going to ink, reach over to my paper, stamp off, and stamp again. Now for the smaller stamp, I'm going to go full strength. So full strength, like so. Next, what I'm going to do is go in with my Night of Navy and You're Too Kind. This is in that stamp set. I'm just going to stamp that right down there. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of the Night of Navy. This measures 3 inches by 3 inches, and just kind of layer that like so. I want that to go on the front of my card. So I'm just going to kind of look to see. I think I want it to go there. So I want my adhesive on this side. Again, I'm going to just use my dimensionals. Scraps, going to check that out again. I want it to be in this corner. It's very important to watch your adhesives because you don't want to get too much adhesive or else your card's not going to open up, just like that. So I need to get rid of that. So do as I say, not as I do, kind of a thing. Isn't that what we tell our kids? Let me trim that off and put it down here on this side. There we go. Now it won't stick. So there I've got that. Next, what I'm going to bring in is a 1/4 sheet of strawberry slush. I have already run that through the embossing folder with the polka dots, perfect polka dots. Now I'm going to go in with my washi tape, and again, love the washi tape, gives me a nice border. So I'm going to put that along the bottom of my card, and because it's transparent, I'm able to take the flower design and go over top of that. So I've got that. And I think I'm going to, but the card that I did first, I put it at the very top. I think I'm just going to run this down the middle so that I have the yellow showing on both sides. Isn't that a fun border? And just with the washi tape. I see lots of possibilities with this washi tape. Again, the washi tape is from the Gingham Garden that matches the Designer Series paper that I used. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a strip of snail adhesive. This is across the accordion. And then I'm going to go in with my ruffle trim, like so. But because this card has lots of thickness to it, I'm going to take my sticky strip and run a strip across the top and across the bottom of my card. Because I want to make sure, first off, I've got the thickness of that trim, and also the background of that card. I use the embossing folder. So lots of thicknesses going on there. So pull that tape off. Always easier said than done. And I'm going to place that on my card, like so. Looks like I've got enough trim for this card. Way enough trim for this card. I'm just going to kind of tuck that underneath. And I've got enough that I could actually tie a bow. It's the first time I've tried. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Between it being stretchy, I was going to say I hadn't tied a bow with the stretchy, but with my finger being all bandaged up, it just makes it that much harder. So just going to tie a square knot, trim that trim off, and there you have it. Another fun, creative fold. Thanks for joining me.